Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of the Mario and Luigi Partners in Time playthrough. Last time we landed inside Bowser's Castle, or Baby Bowser's Castle, and we rejoined up with the babies. We were introduced to the art of piggybacking and basically fighting as 4 characters instead of just 2. Which is kind of cool. We've solved some puzzles, we got some good items, we got this mysterious blue triangle thing. I think we're ready to move on, so let's go ahead and jump down here and keep on moving. I think this is like the last part of the area. Oh yeah, that's quite literally the ending of this area. I probably could have done this last video, but whatever. I just wanted to be sure, had no way of knowing, so always better to be safe than sorry is my philosophy anyway. Looks like we have one kind of... Well, okay, this room's not that big. Go ahead, open the door, and see what's inside here. All right, are you? Jolly good. Mario, Luigi. That's the new time hole. Back to adventure! Count it. Pardon me? You say we should leap into that ridiculous hole? Absolute rubbish! Do you honestly believe that I would place the princess in such reckless endangerment? Come on, it's the time to go back to our own era. This blathering nincomputer is just arresting our progress. Why, you scoundrel! How dare you refer to me as such? And it's nincompoop!
Let's go! Oh yeah.
Halt! I say, what cheek! You, I dare say, are the true nincompoops. Come back here this instant. Okay, so we are going back to the present-day Peach's Castle to see what we can find. Or to see how things are developing, anyway. So, now that we're back here, we can get a couple of other things. Nothing too much. Obviously, we get a one-up mushroom right there, which is kind of nice. In this room right here. Well, I'm going to hear what Stuffwell has to say. And just like that, here we are, back at our own time. Let's hustify over and see the good professor. If you're unsure of where to find him, take a look at the top screen if you follow me. Okay, just making sure there's nothing else in here. I mean, there are stuff up there, but we obviously cannot get those just yet. So alas, we will not worry about them until later. Same goes for the stuff in here as well. Honestly, at this point, it just makes sense to go back to, just go to the professor and talk to him immediately. Hey now, back at last. Stuffwell informed me that you were bringing little fellers back with you this time. And just look at this now. They're in red and green. I am plump astounded. But then again, what else would the little fellers be wearing, huh? Still, it sure tickles me to see little bros teamed up with the regular big bros. Professor, I must inform you, the Mushroom Kingdom of the past is in gargantuan trouble. So it's true. The shroob creatures have made off with the princess, eh? We've got to do something. It's the Princess Man! Or I should have mentioned, Professor, we recovered this at Bowser's Castle in the past. I feel shame that I cannot identify it. I have no similar records in my database. Yowzer! That's a Cobalt Star Shard, the Time Machine's fuel source. Why was it in Bowser's Castle, and how did it get broken? Good gravy! The Cobalt Star Shard is driving that monster crazy. Could it be? Yep, it could. I do believe there's a link between the Cobalt Star and the Shroom Marauders. Maybe we can figure out how to defeat the alien jerks if we find more Cobalt Star shards. Possibly. Mario, you gotta do it. Find the other shards and rescue Princess Peach.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, it created another time hole. That shaking was not natural. I'd wager a new time hole just opened up here in the castle. That Cobalt Star shard is reacting to the other shards that are scattered in the past. Mario, Luigi, you youngsters get going and find those other Cobalt Star shards. Oh, and by the way, if you care to check on the Cobalt Star shards you've collected, just open up Stuffwell there and check his screens. This screen should show you how many shards you've collected so far. There's a fair chance this new time hole will lead you to more shards. Why don't you jump on in and head back to the Mushroom Kingdom of the past?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, before you go, I've got presents for you. They're badges, yep. Items that can power up you fellers up. Go ahead and press start to take a gander inside Stuffwell. Oh, happies! I gotta tell you about badges. I must tell you, I'm a big badge enthusiast. Move the magnification dingus. Stop calling it that! Here, and press A. Shut up. Don't call it a dingus. Now select those delectable badges and press A. What you see displayed are the badges you found. If you please, select the salvage badge and then be so good as to press A. Now it's time to choose who will equip that fine badge. A badge only works for the person who's wearing it. So please, consider carefully who will wear what badge. Select who will equip the badge and press A. Fantastical, you've equipped that tasty, tasty badge. You can see that mark over to the left of the badge name, can't you? The capital E is for adults and the lowercase e is for the young juveniles. Either way, it still means the same thing, namely, equipped. Clothes and badges must be equipped to any use, or even as a feeble brain can grasp. So when you get a new equipable item, be sure to use it as instructed. Yes, well, that's it for now. Back to adventure! Count it. Press the B button, or start, to close me. Well, I'm going to continue my research on this alien predator. The rest is up to you boys. Oh, and by the by, the shroom shop on the castle's east side just opened for business. You may want to stock up on items and whatnot before hitting the next time hole. So yeah, we're going to do that immediately. Just to showcase what the kind of stuff you can buy. So first you have like the actual item shop. The shroom shop, care to buy some items. So you can actually buy regular items and bros items. There's not really any bros items available right now. Oh, there are. Never mind. Forget I said that. So yeah, we can buy 2 additional bros items. I'm actually not going to just yet, just to save coins. But I believe we'll also get these like in the next area anyway, so we'll definitely be able to see what they do. But for right now, I'm not going to really worry about them at this moment. So if you go to regular items, you only can buy the basics. You can buy a mushroom, a 1-up mushroom, and a refreshing herb. Refreshing herbs, they basically cure status effects like dizziness, if you're on fire, if you've poisoned, if you've decreased or attack power or defensive power. Stuff of that nature, that's what herbs can refresh. So they're not bad items to get, although you'll, again, probably find them throughout the adventure anyway. So not super important that you pick them up. Probably at the end of the game, I'll start buying items a bit more, just because, you know, it's kind of good to have items for the tougher in-game. But for now, it's really not too bad, and I didn't really find myself using items much, kind of in the early game stages. And then, let's go ahead and go to the other shop. You can also sell items too, if that wasn't obvious. But if you go over here, you can buy gear. So gear will encompass clothing and actual badges here. So if you look at the clothing we have a couple of items we can buy. We have patch slacks and starchy jeans. The icons signify which type of brother can wear them. So the patch slacks can be worn by the adults, the starchy jeans by the youngsters. And these gear right now are actually pretty decent. As you can see, they increase the defenses of each one of our brothers. So we're going to go ahead and buy both of them for both sets, just so we can have more defense heading into the next area. Now, we did waste a lot of coins on that, but keep in mind that we can also just sell what we no longer need, which will allow us to... Wait. I'm confused. Were they just not wearing? Oh, I didn't equip something. Okay, hold on, let me... Okay, I just didn't equip the wafer slacks. Okay, that makes sense. I bought them, I just didn't equip them. So we want... Look at Luigi here. There we go. Now we can sell them. I was just confused because it said we had 2 of each, but then I was like, oh wait, no. Actually pay attention to the equip sign there. Sell... Now, obviously we're not going to get a lot for these, but it'll be enough to at least look at the badges here. Badges are generally a bit more expensive, but they got some interesting effects to them as well. So you have the wallet badge, which you drop almost no coins when you flee from battle. Not going to worry about that. I never run from battles, never feel like I have to. The salvage badge, get very slight chance of collecting items used in battle after battle. So these are honestly, salvage badge is honestly pretty good when you're using like a lot of bros items, because that way you have a chance to get the item back after you finish the battle. But the thing is, I don't really use bros items in normal battles anyway. I like to save them for bosses, so, you know, not a super important badge. It's a good one that we got for free that we might keep for a bit, but, you know, nothing you really, like, absolutely need. You have the easy badge, which simplify attack item commands. Basically makes it easier if you're, you know, still kind of struggling with them. You have the pet badge, becomes impervious to all status effects. This is actually a good badge to get, and something I would recommend you give one of your brothers at the early game, at the very least, just so you're not stumbling over attacks. So I am going to go ahead and get this, and... I mean, since Mario has one, I'll just give it to Luigi, I guess. Honestly, I could even give Mario a pet badge as well, and then just give the salvage badge to one of the babies. Then we have the training badge. Use as many attack items as you like, but lose a lot of power. Basically, this is just a way you can practice the attack items. It obviously makes them a lot weaker, but again, once you get better, you can actually remove it and then just do lots of damage because you're so practiced with it. So it definitely has a pretty good use to it, I think. So I think I am going to get another pet badge. I think I can just get a pet badge though, so I'll go ahead and get this. Equip it to Mario, and also sorry, my voice is kind of like getting a little dried out here. May need to drink a bit of water in a second, so I'm going to give the salvage badge, I guess, to Baby Mario, just to give him something, I guess. Now, I did notice both of my babies are actually hurt a little bit. I think they're only hurt because of the fact that we didn't have a boss fight, and as a result, like when we came back here, we still had the damage from the last area. You don't actually restore your stats or your HP whenever you level up like you would in traditional other RPGs. You just get the stat effects that you gained through that level up. Usually the only time the game will fully restore you is if you like stay at an inn or something, or hit one of these heart blocks, or if you beat a boss. Usually if you beat a boss, they'll restore your health afterwards, which is kind of helpful. But yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to do for right now. Now that we have all 4 characters, we can actually explore the upper floors of Peach's Castle. But as I said before, there's not really a reason to do that much exploring here right now. It's better when you kind of have at least like another set of actions you can do. So you can kind of explore more and, you know, namely get a lot of these like X squares that you've been seeing around the game. So we'll probably wait until then before I start exploring the castle. Just in the interest of convenience. So here is the next time hole. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. We're about like more than halfway through the video, so you can probably get through like a brief part of the area and then stop. Villain! I dare say that is her! That child you're holding, sir. She is the princess, is she not? Keep your distance! You're not cleared to address her royal highness. In the short time she's been gone, she's grown up so small. This is why I was so opposed to that infernal time device. Someone, anyone! Princess! Villain! Help, someone! Is this the castle deserted? Princess! Yeah, the Toadsworth kind of try to provide comic relief throughout the game, if that wasn't obvious. So yeah, we're going to be moving on to the Toadwood Forest. Pretty interesting looking area, I must say. Let's go ahead and save our game before we move on. We will have some interesting new enemies in this forest. Once again, we have about like 3 new enemies from what I remember. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got. So we'll also try to read the signs as well. Voices call to travelers here. They call from inside stumps. Their voices are many. When you find a place that looks like it can be jumped to, but proves too high to reach, press X or Y to try jumping from piggyback position. So yeah, that's what these stumps are basically trying to indicate, that, you know, there is definitely something in here, but we can't get here normally, which means this is a baby-only section. So keep that in mind. Also, help me. Help me. Man, there's a lot of toads just tied to trees here. That's an uncomfortable thought. So to demonstrate, let's go ahead and throw our babies in here. And we can find some nice items in here. Now, this will happen a lot throughout the game. Sometimes you'll open a box that has a 100 coin in it, in one of these stumps or these little holes. The coin will jump out of the pipe, and you have to very quickly get back up here and grab that coin before it disappears. A very weird, kind of dumb thing, but it is something that you will have to potentially do a lot when you get to sections like these. But sometimes you can find enemies in here, not just items, so keep that in mind. So these guys, they obviously can go camouflage. They are called Koopalions, or Koopalion. It's like Chameleon, but Koopa. They have 18 HP, so they're not too much stronger than we've fought so far. A little more tanky, they seem to have a little more defenses. But we're also fighting them with the baby characters, who have, in general, lower attack power anyway. So they're really not too bad, all things considered. You'll just, again, have to put on a little extra damage when you're fighting them. And of course, just be careful about landing on enemies. But yeah, I feel like these little areas by themselves, like, you know, sometimes you'll run into enemies as opposed to items. I tend to find that the babies kind of become a bit more over-leveled than the adult characters, which honestly is fine because the babies have lower stats anyway. That's just kind of the trend I've noticed. There's, like, more stuff you have to access with the babies, and as a result, there's more fights they'll be doing on their own. So these guys are starting to hear voices coming from this toad right here. Mr. Mario! Mr. Mario! I am called Todiko. I was on the time machine with Princess Peach. As soon as we arrived in this time, we were attacked. A fierce alien race known as the Shroobs came out of nowhere. Oh my goodness. What's happened here? Eek. There she is. Who are you? Princess Peach was taken by the Shroobs, and I was captured by the trees of this forest. These trees, they're slowly but surely siphoning away all of our mushroom power, our Vim. The pure Vim then flows through the roots of the trees, deep, deep underground. It is gathered at the Shroob Vim factory in the heart of the forest. Rumor has it the mushroom power is somehow changed at the Vim factory. It's mixed with awful chemicals and becomes the fuel for the Shroob's flying saucers. Mario, you must leave me. Hasten to the Vim factory. It is all that matters now. Somewhere in that horrid place is a Cobalt Star Shard. I just know it. The Cobalt Star and Princess Peach. Oh no, the Shroobs! They're attacking! Run, Mario, run! No! Todiko! The shards. Gather. Poor Todiko. We never learned why his name was Todiko. And we may never learn that at this rate. You can also just, like, switch to the, older bros if you want to grab the coin quickly, but since you're going to be rejoining anyway, it's not really too big of a deal one way or the other. Okay, so now we have to deal with more of these Koopas. Thankfully, though, we have both sets of brothers, so we'll be doing a lot more damage now. Oh, no. Timing was a little off right there, though. Speaking of timing being off, that was also off. And Mario's already doing 12 damage. That's pretty big comparatively. Mario lifts, I guess. I guess that's the right phrase to use. So here we have another enemy. These guys are Boo guys. They're a little more tricky, but they're really not too hard to deal with. They basically point at who they're going to attack. But if you jump with both brothers, you can usually time it pretty well and still manage to get the kill on them. They can be a little hard to land on, though, just because of their smaller hitbox. But again, if you can't hit them, like, you're still going to probably avoid them, which is probably the more important thing anyway. But as far as the Boo guys are concerned, they only have 19 HP, so they're not really that much stronger than the Koopilians, whatever the hell they're called. So let's go ahead and increase speed for the babies. Ow, I got right in between the two forces. Maybe baby Luigi will be faster. Nope. Once again, right in between the two fours. I'm pretty accurate, just not exact. Like, if it was two fours right next to each other, I'd win. But that is not the case at all. 20 experience. Not bad. Not a bad gain. Not a bad gain for everyone. So now we have a couple of stumps here we can need to look into. I am kind of getting close to that end of video time. We do have a new enemy in here, though. These are the Elasto Piranhas. They have 35 HP, so they're actually they're kind of tankier than a lot of the other enemies in this area. So because of that, I'm actually going to take this opportunity to showcase the Bro Flower item. So basically, with this item, you quickly press the button of the Bro with the big fireball to chuck fire. So basically, when you're doing this attack, at some point the prompt will switch over to the other Bro, and your basic goal for this is trying to mash the button as many times as you can whenever the right Bro has the right fireball. So just to demonstrate here. So yeah, when you see that little star icon move to the other brother, you obviously want to focus on that other button instead. Did that really only do 1 damage, or was that just, and they might be immune to fire then if that was only 1 damage. So let's go ahead and just do the normal green shell. Normally for these guys, though, again, I mean, we don't really have any other options, I guess. But yeah, you can fairly easily avoid them just by jumping over the fireballs as they come at you. And that wasn't that great. So we're only doing like 1 damage as well. These guys do have quite a bit of defense to them. Now, if I could fight these guys with the... And you can. You'll find these enemies later on in the area. But fighting them with the both brothers is actually kind of nice. But there, as you can see, we got a Bro Flower back after we used one. So that's the salvage badge actually coming into play right there. So yeah, it's good that we grabbed and equipped that to Baby Mario specifically for that instance. But yeah, we know not to use that against the fire attacks against the Piranha now, which would be smart to not do that. Okay, so we got what was in there. I guess there's only 2 stumps in this room. We are kind of getting close to that end of video time, so that's why I'm trying to hopefully make it through here as quickly as possible.
Let's go.
Went ahead and cut out that battle just to save some time. Okay, so the Vim Factory is up there. Or at least the direction of the Vim Factory is up there. Ooh, 1-up. I love how they even made the 1-up sound, too. And see, from fighting all those Koopa Chameleon enemies, we're actually getting a lot of the green shells back anyway, so we're not really losing a lot of items here, which is nice. So yeah, I got an interesting area here. Doesn't seem to be any enemies, which is good. Let's grab these coins first before we do anything. Just make sure. Let's read this. Something is calling you, calling from within the stump, telling you to throw with X or Y. Yep. I mean, we kind of already figured that from all the other stumps that we've been throwing the babies into, but I guess it's good to know. So there are going to be some enemies in this area. Once again, I'll probably cut out the encounters. But as you can see, we have these fire block things, which will basically place the... Okay, sorry about that. Before I was so rudely interrupted. Yeah, this will basically move some of those fireballs to the upper screens area. Or the bottom screens area. The upper areas. I got confused because we jumped into a pipe that led underground. So this really should be on the bottom screen, if I'm being honest. But alas, that's not relevant, I guess. But yeah, we're going to try to light all of those boxes, and then we'll hit them after the fact to, I think, make progression. And unfortunately, we have another one of these Piranha guys, so this will probably be a bit of a time-consuming fight. At least the attacks of those enemies are fairly easy to dodge. At the very least. So we have only one more torch to light. We probably have like one more. Yep. Okay, that should be the last enemy anyway. Make it all the way over here. Hit this last torch, and I believe we are good to go. Let me just verify. Yep, we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and hit the rest of these torches now. This will move all of the fire into this bigger box. You know, it's probably not too smart that we're creating a bunch of fire inside of a forest. I think we're kind of doing the opposite of what Smokey the Bear wants us to do. We're supposed to be preventing forest fires, not igniting them. Alas, though, it is our only way of progressing because of those trees that are in our way. We're gonna burn them down. Somehow the rest of the forest doesn't catch fire. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of trees right next to them, too. That makes no sense. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it does.
Video game logic.
Haven't heard that callback in a while. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Thank you for watching, everybody. Next time, we will try to make our way into that Vim factory and see what's exactly going on. And if we can stop these shrubs from sucking the life force out of these poor little toads to fuel their spaceships. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later, folks.